Senator Collins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, let me apologize to the witnesses. I've been in and out because we have an appropriations subcommittee meeting going on at the same time.
One of these witnesses has a Maine background. I don't know if
Really?
Yes,
I did
think
not
Dr.
know
Phelan.
that. Dr. Phelan does? Well, as luck would have it, all of my questions are directed to you, so there must have been this sort of mind merge here. First, let me thank the chairman and ranking member for holding this very important hearing on developing the workforce to care for both an aging America and a rural America. In Maine, we are reaching that aging milestone faster than most states. Within the next 2 years, our seniors will outnumber our children, 15 years ahead of the national projections. Much of Maine is also rural, so this hearing really hits home on both of these fronts. Yesterday, I introduced a bill with Senator Casey, the Geriatrics Workforce Improvement Act, which would reauthorize the GWEP programs and reinstate the Geriatric Academic Career Awards program. Obviously, we want to build a workforce to provide geriatric care and ensure that older adults and their families in rural America are provided with the resources that they need to care for aging loved ones. I would ask unanimous consent that there be 2 letters of support entered into the record. It's from the National Association for Geriatric Education and the National Association of Geriatric Education Centers.
So ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My question for you, Dr. Phelan, is could you expand on why it is critical to infuse geriatrics training across health professions and in settings of care?
I'd be glad to. Thanks for that question. So for pretty much every healthcare provider in practice, unless he or she is a pediatrician, he or she will encounter an older adult as part of their day-to-day practice. And having the basic understanding of how caring for older adults differs from care of people who are younger is very critical to making safe choices about treatment and also understanding with aging, changing functional and health status, the role of patient preferences in care decisions.
One of the main metrics for gauging our progress in developing a healthcare workforce to care for older adults is a certification in geriatrics, but when you look across the healthcare professionals, I believe it's fewer than 1% of physicians and registered nurses are certified in geriatrics. So the vast majority of practitioners don't obtain that board certification. Should we look at other metrics to show progress in improving our readiness to care for an aging population?
I think patient-level outcomes, like what we're in the process of measuring through the Geriatrics Workforce Enhancement Centers, would be one way to go with that. So actually looking at the level of, for example, prescribing practices, safe prescribing practices, numbers, rates of hospitalizations related to falls. Those are all important outcomes that should be measurable. Our Geriatric Workforce Enhancement Centers could partner to collect data to measure common outcomes that really do make a difference in terms of older adults' health and well-being.
Thank you. And let me just remind you that it rains far less often in Maine than it does in Washington State. It's much sunnier, brighter, and we would welcome you back.
Thank you.